Welcome back to KOTOR 2. Today we have a lot of opportunities for um, character influence, so we're going to be working on that. It looks like we need a little bit on Handmaiden to get her fully corrupted. And Samira's red, but I think we had an influence check on her, right? That wasn't passed yet, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Might be because she might start light side and she starts more neutral, maybe? I don't know. That could be the case. Anyway, what we're doing here is dumping Kreia for HK to start with. And we'll just kind of maybe save after every like event or whatever, and make sure we got the right character for the next little thing that's gonna happen. So we're going to the Merchant Quarter, which should be this.
Halt, off-worlder. You'll have to answer some questions before you go into the city. What is your business on Isis?
Okay, so right away we're getting into some stuff. I think maybe not. Wait. Just here, Starport Visa. No, this is not that. Wait. Yeah, okay, here. Is this... This is HK. So we want to force persuade. And then we want to convince HK that that was a good idea. I don't think my business is any concern of yours.
I don't think your business is any concern of mine.
Observation. Master, your powers of persuasion, without the use of pain or violence, is a mystery to me.
His little mind has been dealt with. He isn't our concern anymore.
Statement. I understand your reasoning, but I think you should be less subtle in your dealing with your inferiors.
While you're at it, tell him to forget he ever saw us. Could be useful.
Not only is your business not my concern, I can't seem to remember why I'm holding you up.
Okay, does forget you ever saw me actually give me anything? No, it doesn't. But we'll do it anyway. You'll let me go about my business and forget you ever saw me.
You should probably go about your business, whoever you are. Oh, don't lose your Starport visa, otherwise you won't be leaving for a long while.
Alright, HK influence. Alright, next one on my list is, I think, Goto. So, we're going to drop HK. We're going to grab Goto. I don't think we need to equip Goto. So let's just level him up, I think, and call it good. And what were we doing here? I guess toughness? Droids have so few options, it just doesn't really matter. Saving in this slot, and moving on with our lives. Alright. So that gets us into the Merchant Quarter, truly. So, the big thing here is there's a riot. Okay, so I think immediately this guy's a thing.
Let's hurry this up. I want him escorted out of here quickly.
This is outrageous. I'm not a spy. I'm a journalist for Isis Calm.
You're a Republic spy, and your propaganda will be silenced. We are taking you back to our barracks for interrogation.
But, well, you can't be serious. You accuse me of propaganda? I have proof that Vaklu is withholding information on the so-called Republic.
One more word of treason out of you. What are you looking at? This is none of your business.
Please, sir, help me. Vaklu's troops won't listen. I'm just a journalist, not a spy.
Okay, so... Wait, how does this work? This is the dialogue here. What's going on? Do you have some kind of warrant? Warrant. Unclear. Which option gets me where I'm going? Let's do 2. What's going on?
This spy has been using his position as a journalist to spread lies and dissent among our people. No doubt he's been up to other treasonous activity as well.
But that's just crazy. I was a member of the Resistance. I fought in the Mandalorian Wars.
Yes, and your disloyalty now deeply sickens me.
Here we go. So, do you think questioning is necessary? He's obviously guilty.
What do you mean?
I'm sure this self-righteous mudlicker could meet with an accident along the way.
I like the way you think. Men, let's take the back way to the barracks.
But no, wait. You can't do this.
Alright. That was a meaty 6 dark side points for us to, you know, pointlessly get that man killed, so that's great. Let's do a little save in here. We're just gonna keep saving over this slot as we progress these different checks. So that event is done. There's a Starport Visa event, which I assume is probably you.
Please, Captain, help me. My children and I are desperate to get off of Onderon. Do you have an open Starport Visa?
That's your problem, not mine. Get out of my way. Okay.
You have the look of someone used to adversity. A cut above the rabble around here. I have a business proposition for you.
Yeah, I think this is very simply light side, dark side options for Visa.
Very touching how well they act out their lies. Or truths. It doesn't matter, really. What does matter is credits. Hard currency. I offer you 2,000 credits if you find an open Starport Visa. You won't find a better deal.
Sounds valuable. Certainly someone will pay more.
I only know of one person who might offer something comparable. And what's going on there is illegal. I'm a legitimate trader, so there's no risk. There's only one thing ultimately more important than money, and that's your life. She's trouble. I wouldn't deal with her.
Who?
I want nothing to do with her. If you want to get involved with that sort of person, you'll have to figure it out on your own.
Bye. Okay, so he's telling us there's possibly another option. So maybe this is neutral? Maybe it's like neutral, I just want money. And then illegal options, maybe dark side, where we find that somewhere. And then I assume... Well, I mean, obviously this is the light side option, right? Just helping out this family. Very transparent in that sense. It's not a door to anywhere. Fair enough. News, hologram, probably not terribly important. Captain Riken, is that... So at some point, there is going to be a riot. Okay, it's not yet.
In the Council of Lords today, Lord Dashiell recommended a special commendation for Colonel Tobin due to his brilliant command of our armada in the skies above Onderon. Without him, Lord Dashiell said, the Republic attack would surely have done more damage. Tobin is one of Iziz's greatest heroes and deserves recognition.
Welcome to what must be the smelliest place in the universe, Offworlder. How can I assist you?
There's a lot of soldiers around.
These are troubled times. You've probably heard that General Vaklu and Queen Talia are having some disagreements.
Can you tell me about these troubles?
I've been warned from command to keep my opinions to myself on that. So I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Ask around, though. There are plenty of people who'd like nothing more than to talk about it.
How did you get in trouble?
Times are too complex for a simple soldier like myself. Sometimes I made the mistake of answering questions honestly. If you say anything bad about a superior officer, they call that disrespecting the rank. Do that too many times and it's not long before you're a civilian.
Who else could talk about what's going on here?
The politics of the day is probably the most talked about subject in the city, and everyone wants to share their particular view of what's going on. Opinions are like Gizka around here. They breed like mad.
I'll be going now.
Stay out of trouble.
So not a place to enter, random citizenry. Get gory.
Please tell me you're an off-worlder. You came from the spaceport,
This
right?
is the vendor. Yes, I am.
But this is good news. You have a starport visa, right? I can only sell my best weapons if you have that. These soldiers ensure that I don't forget these formalities.
Watch it, Keg. The captain already has enough complaints about you.
No need to be alarmed, my foreign friend. Pay the soldier no heed. Pretend he isn't here.
Why can you only sell to people with starport visas?
General Vaklu is concerned about well-armed insurgents. They've had to get arms from somewhere. Not from me, of course, but all sales of weapons have been severely restricted. I can only sell to off-worlders like you that have the proper clearance. And now off-worlders can't come here because of the blockade and searches, but it's a wise policy.
So you're happy then? Clearly not.
Of course, soldiers are only doing their job. Even if it puts me out of business, I am happy. Even if I'm forced to live off scraps in the street, I am so happy to do my part. Long live General Vaklu.
Let's check out your items. Alright. I guess I could have considered reset here, but it already looks like he's got some interesting things. 4/4 +1 fort. Nice and cheap, too. And then this is... Is this what we have? I don't think so. Maybe it is. I feel like we had slightly different bonuses. We have... Oh, do I not have a Madukai Apprentice robe? Intriguing. I will take... Probably take those. Let's look at the other stuff first. So this guy is... Ooh, Fawn Crystal's probably not too shabby. This guy is, kind of a neutral vendor. He's not particularly good or particularly bad, expense-wise. Underlace we can just make... Alright, let's take the Fawn Crystal. Let's take a robe, an armor, and an armor. And then I think we're good. We could buy some of these other armors that we are technically missing, but I'm not too concerned. So we are Jalshi Advisor. Yeah, and this is Neophyte. 1 Persuade, 1 Charisma. So what was the default of this? 1 Persuade, 2 Charisma, 1 Wisdom, something like that, maybe? I think so, because I think the Strength Dex Con is one of the upgrades, right? Or maybe the Strength and Con is an upgrade and the Dex and Stealth is an upgrade. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And the Reflex, maybe? Well, whatever. Point is, that is in fact a higher tier version of the other thing. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's save there. That was a decent pickup for the collections. Even though none of those are particularly good, they're cheap and I kind of like having them. Okay, well this must be the riot, which I do think is the next thing happening. There's a sliceable computer terminal, but I don't know if that matters. Oh, HKs. Oh shit, could we sneak around to those HKs? I don't actually need HK on my team for this, but I think I would prefer to have them.
Diagnostic? For some reason, I cannot fire. Obvious statement. This was not anticipated. I am attempting to access my weapons.
It just feels more appropriate that HK be here for this. I don't know, like, they talk about not being able to fire, but then they do shoot back.
Decommissioned.
I don't know if this like reduces their combat capability in some way. Oh, I'm getting chewed the fuck up already. I could maybe duck behind this and try to heal.
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Failing, Master. Failing, Master.
Alright.
Failing, Master.
Didn't need to do the med kit, that's fine. Agrinium, defense barrier, and carbonite. That seems pretty good. If nothing else, the agrinium are valuable. Okay.
Query, is there someone that you need killed, Master? Statement.
Let's see if we... I think we need to fight one more group, right?
Statement. Ah.
Yeah, I think we're... What? Oh, before you go, I had a question for you. Let me... I think this is because we gained that influence, this is a, influence-based conversation here. So I'm gonna pull this up. I remember, I think, seeing this. Before you go, I had a question. Before you go, I had a question. We gain influence and dark side points if we tell him, I don't have time for this. The next person's gonna die or whatever. I'm just seeing if there's... Wait, there's another check that comes off of this. Otherwise or upon returning. Okay. Yeah, okay, this unlocks a whole dialogue chain. So I think, optimally speaking, we do want to do number 4. The next person who prevents me from leaving when I say the conversation is over is going to die. Now let me go or else.
Statement. Yes, Master. My, I must confess, I enjoy it when you are so authoritative and dismissive toward me. It bodes well for your treatment of our enemies.
Alright. Dark side points and influence. Perfect. Now there should be another conversation. Let's just jump right into it.
Query. Is there someone that you need killed, Master?
Otherwise or upon returning. Okay.
State.
Wait, it's this one, right? Before you asked? Yes. Before you asked if I was the one who served in the Mandalorian Wars. Why?
Observation. Well, Master, I was not at Malachor 5 during your near-genocidal reaction to the Mandalorian threat, but I feel that I may have been constructed as a result of that.
Care to explain?
Observation. I believe that Revan determined that mass slaughter on such a scale may no longer be needed to achieve his aims. So perhaps you are responsible for my creation.
Were you created on Malachor 5?
Answer. No, Master. I was constructed shortly after the beginning of the Jedi Civil War.
There should be like a why did Revan consider the Republic a threat thing. It looks like there's a lot of other options here, so that's probably fine. What targets were you assigned?
Answer. Well, Master, unless you were operating on my central control cluster, I would be somewhat hesitant to discuss my targets. But I suppose it could do no harm. During the Jedi Civil War, I was responsible for certain strategic targets. For some reason, Revan did not feel that the Republic presented much of a military threat. Aside, I am somewhat unclear as to why this was so, but Revan did have a certain biological instinct regarding such things, so I will simply say that there were probably reasons for such an assessment.
Understand why fight against someone you don't feel is a threat.
Answer. Revan felt the true war was against the Jedi. Observation. It was not something discussed with much of the others, but I think Revan recognized that a single Jedi, both in the past and in the present, could turn the tide of a conflict. So my targets were frequently Jedi, or someone close to a Jedi that could result in their corruption or collapse. Revan often assigned me to kill leaders or supporters of certain Jedi so as to erode their will.
Okay, we're coming up on the end of, I think, the dialogue here. Where did those tactics come from?
Answer. Revan saw the pressures of war on Duxon and knew that even in the heat of conflict, Jedi could be broken, not physically, but psychologically. Observation. It is a curious thing to assassinate and wound someone's personality, to assassinate them psychologically, and it took me some time to reconcile the acts. I am much more used to the direct approach. Still, I served well and killed many Jedi.
If I need to kill a Jedi, how would I do it? If I need to kill a Jedi, how would I do it? I'm not sure if this is the right one.
Answer.
Oh.
Master, I think that should wait until I am certain of your allegiance and your intentions toward me and the galaxy. I mean, to simply give away trade secrets in such a way, it would be an insult to my protocols.
Okay, so yeah, we, I guess, have one more thing there. I don't know. None that would have happened. I might have done it intentionally. There's like an influence loss gain thing. I'm not sure if we can get one without the other. You're saying Revan intended to break the Jedi?
Observation. Master, that was the lesson of Malachor. Any Jedi involved in the systematic slaughter on such a scale cannot help but doubt and question themselves.
Revan ordered us to kill Mandalorians at Malachor, not Jedi.
Observation. Master, I do not believe that the Mandalorians were the true target at Malachor. I believe that the intention was to destroy the Jedi, break their will, and make them loyal to Revan. I do not know if you examined the records of the deaths on Malachor, but you cannot escape that many of the Jedi and Republic soldiers who died were not Revan's strongest supporters. Observation. I believe that Revan was cleaning house at Malachor 5. What ones did not die became Revan's allies against the Republic.
Okay. Okay. I think I get this. So I think we actually want to address this. I can't allow you to remain on the ship if you've killed Jedi.
Query. Then why do you get to remain? Observation. It seems to me that you have killed many more Jedi than I could ever hope to achieve. This was formerly something that generated respect. Now I wonder from your tone if those deaths you caused were merely an accident. How disappointing.
Intentionally.
Query. Might? Oh, Master. I would hope in the future that you would not hesitate when an opportunity presents itself. Let nothing stand between you and your targets, especially the twin crippling behaviors of hesitation or forethought.
So you're saying Revan intended to break the Jedi?
Observation. Master, that was the lesson of Malachor. Any Jedi involved in the systematic slaughter on such a scale cannot help but doubt and question themselves.
Okay, already did this one. Let's just do it to get back through. Sounds like you killed a lot of them.
Answer. Oh, yes, Master. I hope none of them were friends of yours. But really, they had it coming. I do not know when the Jedi ceased to be adherents to their code, but many did not tread cautiously, and many were quite arrogant when facing a droid, as if we were somehow beneath them. It gave certain kills and added pleasure when being underestimated.
You took pleasure in it?
Cautionary. Master, don't take this the wrong way, but in my opinion, a blaster shot to the throat is often the best way of silencing Jedi
God damn.
hypocrisy.
Right on.
I have found many Jedi to be arrogant practitioners of pacifism when it is convenient for them. Also, their tendency to never directly answer a question is rather annoying.
How many did you kill?
Statement. I do not have the exact counts, Master. Since it is difficult to determine who was a Jedi and who was not, it seemed to be largely a matter of perspective. I did kill many soldiers who used techniques in combat that could make them be considered Jedi, although they call themselves Sith.
Sounds like Revan was converting Jedi. Is it kind of like out of order almost in terms of the way we're addressing them?
Observation. Master.
Oh, that's the same thing. Sorry. I thought that was a different one.
Observation.
Okay, if I need to kill a Jedi, how would I do it?
Answer.
Still a failure? I wonder, so now that we have that, like, do we need to finish the conversation for the influence to count?
Answer.
No.
I mean to...
Okay, we're probably just a few points away then. This is a 1090 check. And we just gained 8. And before that we gained 8. And it was a 70 check. So I'm guessing we're at like 86 or something here. Seems likely. Okay. Well, if we pop back then to the Market Square riot. I am very tempted to take HK on this, actually. But I think there's double influence for Goto, if I understood this correctly. Maybe not. Yes. So I think this is too good of an opportunity to get some Goto influence. Presumably there'll be other checks. There seems to be a lot of influence checks. Looks like after this I want Mira. Like these dialogue options seem to give influence for essentially like almost anybody you bring along here, which is interesting. All right, dropping you, bringing in you. Okay, actually, if we want him for the riot, it's probably worth equipping him here quick. At least just some stuff. Actually, I'm not even gonna bother with those slots. Let's just grab some combat stuff. Did we upgrade some of these? I always forget. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. Oh yeah, we got also like the Onassi Blaster and stuff now. These need to kind of be going back through. We're just not gonna bother with it. Okay, that's definitely upgraded. What was the other one? Sith Disruptor? The crit threat here, yeah, this looks like this one's probably modified. Alright, good enough for combat. Interesting that he just pokes a little blaster out of his bottom hole there, despite him dual wielding. Okay. Well, we also might be very close here to, let's say, with the equipment being assigned, very close to our prestige class. If we had the capability to go back and get it, which I don't feel like we do. We could talk to Kreia, but I assume we need to be on the ship. Let's try it.
You have grown strong in the Force. I can feel its mark upon you. Be warned. The highest of mysteries cannot be found by falling to the dark side.
This must be it.
Often a short one, but I sense a disquiet in you, an unrest. Such things will erode your strength.
Interesting. Let's find this in the walkthroughs too. I don't know if this is the prestige class stuff or not. Why do people in our journey? Let's see here. That one doesn't come up. This could be cut content? Unless this is not shown here specifically because this is the class unlock. Okay, well. There's no way to display my strength when the galaxy is filled with begging fools unable to solve their own problems.
They sense the trappings of power and decision upon you. Their lives are static, trapped, and they see one who carries no such chains.
Begging for aid, they show their weakness and deserve death.
Ah, then you have learnt.
Oh, I thought she'd like
From
that.
Such small things,
apparently I have
from
learned
such
nothing.
critical points, the universe and its masses may be moved. That is why you must be careful in all that you do, and in every choice you make. Aiding them gives you strength by taking on their challenges, but weakens them. If that is your choice, then use their dependency, feed upon it, until you have exhausted them. Then leave them. And I would view the ones you travel with much the same way.
Then I shall view you as disposable as well.
Ah, now you are learning.
I feel like we actually
meet
heard that
display such
before.
weakness? As I said, their lives are static, untested. It is only through interaction, through decision and choice, through confrontation, physical or mental, that the Force can grow within you. You have seen it. You have felt it within you as you have traveled with me. The growing anger, the rage, and the power it brings. Yet the power does not build without such struggle. Through small cruelties, greater ones are born.
Okay, I'll take dark side points.
Ah, you are here. You felt it, did you not?
Yes, it was a sound like power.
The time to hide your presence is coming to a close, and you will need to increase your training. You are ready. Your training must increase, and there are higher mysteries you must learn. But only you must know the path you will take. I cannot choose it for you.
This
Is
has
it
to be the
battle that stirs
prestige.
you?
Yeah,
To meet an
definitely.
enemy blade upon blade, such is the way of the greatest of the Sith marauders who seek
Nice.
strength in war
So-
and their rage. Or is it the ways of darkness and shadow that you seek? The power that comes from striking unseen and sensing weaknesses in others, the ways of the assassins of the Sith. Or perhaps your way lies with the Sith and the heart of their darkness, to recognize what strength is and bring that strength to those that follow you and those that defy you, the way of a Sith Lord.
So, yeah, Sith Lord would be fun, but is notoriously awful. All the Force power-based prestige classes are, like, awful, like, god-awful, like, worse than not taking a prestige class. We're gonna go Marauder. This is always the plan. Start Consular, then switch over to Marauder. Kind of a weird hybrid build. And Consular gives you benefits of, I think, Force or skill points early on, which are relevant for meeting a lot of checks, which was the other reason I think we did it, from what I remember. I mean, we made these decisions months ago. I don't remember exactly. I want to be a Marauder.
It is not some great test you require to be what you strive to be. It is only your decision to find that path that matters. From here on, you guide your destiny. But in order to take the next steps, you must face your past and put it to rest.
Alright. Alright. So, now we are a Marauder. Okay, we will pick up a point of con from HK. We need to remember that. Once we can get through that conversation with him about killing a Jedi. We get a point of con, a reflex point, a wisdom point, and 10 force points. Which is weird because, like, both of those rewards are separate, but are gained almost immediately after each other in what seems to be the same conversation tree, which is a little surprising. Okay, so we're at 16 con. We need 18 for packages. I think. Right? I think we discussed this. So I had con and then I did +2 to 16. And I think, generally speaking, con to 18 will allow you to wear more powerful implants, yes. +1 from T3 and +1 from HK, so you only need 16. But I think we gained the T3 point already? Right? Because, like, that's the moving meditation shit, right? No, that's wisdom. T3 is again +1 dex and con. T3 is again 1 dex. T3 is again 1 con. 1 int. 1 int. Where does this con point come from? Wait, maybe this was wrong. I feel like I looked this up or something and found out that this was a mistake or changed. Hold on, let me do some research here. I'm gonna figure this out. Yeah, I can't verify it, but I think the con thing is a misunderstanding for when T3 gains a point of con, not you. I found it's a Steam thread that I originally got that note from about like 16 con and you get the 2 points from the droids. But I can't find any other information anywhere about getting con from T3, and I found contradictory information about all the attribute gains from the companions, and that list doesn't have T3. So I'm pretty sure, well, it has the wisdom, the one we already know about. So I'm pretty sure it's just a mistake. Worth bringing up, too, while we're discussing this, the Hanhar versus Mira choice. Hanhar gives you raw stats to your main character through his quests with Kreia, whereas Mira becomes a Jedi. So kind of the choice is if you go light side and you take a Mira, you get another Jedi character. And if you go dark side and get a Hanhar, you get personally stronger. Hanhar, I think, is objectively the correct choice there. But I always wanted to do Mira just to Darksider because that seemed like a fun concept. Plus building the squad of apprentices is pretty fun for a character concept as well for a Darksider. So I am happy with our choice to use Mira instead. But yeah, objectively, you should go Hanhar. It's like 2 points of strength and like con as well. It's crazy. Like I think +1 con maybe, but 2 strength and some other stuff I think too from that. So yeah, we're gonna do the 1 point of con here. And then we'll get the HK point later. And then for our skills, presumably we want to keep cranking that. Our repair and computer use requirements are completed, so I guess it's just awareness for more dialogue checks. Weapon focus, lightsaber, greater prestige, sense, increased combat damage. Okay. Can we see all these on this sheet, or are these... Okay, increased combat damage, 2 points of damage, successful attacks. Superior 2-weapon fighting is now available, so we'll definitely want to take that. It starts adding attack bonuses for dual wielding, which is sick. Prestige sense. Now, weapon focus and weapon spec, you can get these in Sith Lord's Restoration Project by sparring with Vices, apparently, which we haven't done. But since our class just gives them to us, apparently, it doesn't really matter. I haven't finished Master Flurry. We probably should finish that first. Should we actually finish Master Flurry before we start doing... It probably doesn't matter, to be honest. And then I didn't see where the Prestige sense stuff was here. Oh, this. Greater Prestige sense. So these are the melee classes. +2 defense at 1, additional +2 for every 5 class levels. Stack with Jedi sense. Got it. Okay. We get Fury, so we get a Barbarian Rage effect, basically. If you're familiar with D&D. Alright, now we can start going into the superior 2-weapon fighting. Ignore pain 1. Okay, and ignore pain is 5% damage reduction. Cool. Alright. We got Force Storm. Let's get that locked in. I guess we'll just start working on computer use and repairs alternates here. We'll just start putting points into them sporadically. Keep them even with each other, I guess, and go from there. Okay, attribute points. At this point, it's probably strength. Did I have a specific plan? Okay, so I had said points into con and then start boosting wisdom or dex is my original thing. Wiz is just gonna probably be objectively better. Let's do this. Let's put a point into Wiz to start with. I want to look at our feats again. Do we have weapon finesse? We don't. So the consideration is this. Am I going to stack strength gear? Because this is only +2 modifier for dex right now. I could also just start putting my points into strength, honestly. Maybe I should. Honestly, yeah, fuck it. Because, like, we're leaning into that direction. Let's just start doing it. Plus, I think Rage is giving us strength. Like, we might as well just stack strength. Plus, it's fun. Improved Fury. Okay, let's look up Sith Marauder real quick. Because I want to know if I get weapon spec inherently. Because we have the feats for it that we can take. So what I'm curious about is how that works. Wait, why do we gain focus? That doesn't even seem to be part of the class. It's interesting. Sith Marauders lose feats too. Like there's feats that you can't get on level up. You can't get Stealth Run, Gearhead, Empathy, Conditioning, Close Combat, or Caution. Conditioning is the saves one. So theoretically, if we had min-maxed our feat gain, it might have made sense to take Conditioning prior to level up into the Prestige class, because it might have actually provided us a bit of a benefit long term, if that is something like if we have enough feats to finish everything else. Why did we learn weapon focus? Oh, it's part of the class. Like for taking the class you get weapon focus, so we still get spec from fighting vices then, so that's good. That saves us a feat. Okay, we'll have to think about the timing on that stuff. Beast Confusion. I think I'm good, thank you. It's pretty crap. Alright. Honestly, I think heal is good to have for utility reasons. Just good to be able to, like, force heal ourselves. We used medkits because we didn't have any other way to heal in that last fight. I think that's, relevant. Now, question becomes 21, 20. Okay, we don't get a feat this level anyway, so that doesn't matter. Question was going to be what we do with our next feat, but it doesn't matter. Revitalize has some utility that's relevant too. Let's grab that. At least the first tier. Okay, and that's it for us. 21. I'm actually surprised we're not ahead of the other characters. Alright, Kreia, thank you for your service. Goto, come back. Okay, well, we should be good to go on that front. And I guess we just ended it here with all that. Getting the Prestige class out of the way. Let's check. So we're on Improved Fury. Nice. Yeah, so that gives us, what, 4 points of strength or something? Cool. Is that a power? It's a power. Okay. 4 strength, 2 bit per character level, 2 fort and will, immune to paralysis and stasis. Every creature they kill increases fury more. Adding to the damage you do up to a max of 6. Gain an extra attack which doesn't stack with burst of speed. Interesting. Lose defense. Doesn't stack with burst of speed. This gives 2 attacks per round. So I assume this means if we do both, we have the 2 attacks from Master Speed and this one is missed. So this is still probably beneficial unless Tier 3 Fury is the same thing as Master Speed, 2 attacks per round. It might be, because this one doesn't have a bonus. Yeah, I think this just integrates Burst of Speed, sort of. Except it gives you the defense penalty instead of bonus. Which also, honestly, this is another reason not to stack more defensive stats, maybe. Because, like, if we're losing stuff anyway, who gives a shit? Right? Wait, does that give me dex? No. I just have that much dex normally. Fair. Okay, well, let's re-evaluate some of our stuff. So we can do 3 strength. This is way too good to not use. That's the crit immunity. This is dex and whiz. We are at even numbers on both, so that makes sense. This is dex and strength. Did we ever get a better strength belt? No, I don't think so. The armband is now doing nothing for me because I'm at an odd number of con. Doesn't look like that's gonna matter for anybody. Yeah. I could put it on him and then switch out my headpiece. 2 dex, 1 strength. Wait, this is just... I should be having his belt. Yeah. At this point. 19, 20, 26, 14, 18, 16. Sick. Okay. And then the band matters for me. And I can be main tank now that I've leveled up. This is fine. And then for Mando, Dex does nothing. So we want Con or Strength. Cardio regulator doesn't do anything. I can do Systec for 1 Con. That's not bad. Oh, this damage resistance on immunity belt seems pretty solid. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think I'm happy with that. So, this is our stats with the Rage active. So our defense total is still 25, which is honestly fucking comparable. Not to the droids, because they're stacking tons of dex and other defense bonuses, but like, it's similar to Mando, and he's ostensibly a tank. But he's a tank that depends entirely upon his gear's stats and not his core attributes, which is technically a problem. Like, we get heavy lifting from getting our whiz bonus added, so we get to double up on some stuff there. Alright, cool. Yeah. Let's end the episode here then. Until next time.